what's up guys, this is Harry Dell coming at you with a quick video here on Boxing Chat. Alright, so if you haven't heard, which I'm sure you have, the Mayweather-Pacquiao negotiations are starting to warm up, and Bob Arum wants that fight to happen within the first 6 months of next year. Aside from that, there's a chance that next year would be a historic year for boxing, because the Mayweather versus Pacquiao fight could have the co-feature of Cotto versus Canelo. There are, before you say, "Oh, you're going crazy or wishful thinking here," listen up real quick. Bob Arum has stated to the media that he wants the Cotto Canelo fight to happen at Cowboy Stadium, and they are projected to receive 50,000 fans. Okay, just for that fight. And Oscar De La Hoya has said that he's projecting at least a million buys on pay-per-view for that fight. But Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, in the last 24 hours has stated that he wants the Cowboy Stadium to host the Mayweather versus Pacquiao fight, because it would be a huge moneymaker, seriously, because Live at the Gate would be millions of dollars, because they can hold over 100,000 spectators at Cowboy Stadium. If you want to be exact, it's about 105,450. Can you just imagine the ticket sales, just the money that would be generated just on the entry? Let's not forget also the concessions, the merchandise, the drinks. That is just at the gate. We haven't even talked about pay-per-view yet. Mayweather, Pacquiao, Cotto, Canelo, people would pay $100 easy for that pay-per-view. $100. If you think I'm lying, if you think I'm wrong, or if you think I'm full of shit, let me know. But seriously, that would be huge, because Bob Arum and Oscar De La Hoya, they don't want to risk the Cotto Canelo fight to receive any, not even the slightest dent as far as the money they could make off that fight, because Arum said that he wants the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight within the first 6 months of next year. So if they want to not have it in May and have it in April, okay, the Cotto Canelo fight would take a pretty solid hit as far as pay-per-view sales, as far as money being generated, because Cotto and Canelo aren't the biggest pay-per-view stars. Okay, Cotto isn't really a huge pay-per-view star, and Canelo, he's not quite there yet. Together they could have solid numbers, but the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, including the Cotto Canelo fight, could just be it would just be huge for the sport. Bob Arum doesn't want to have Pacquiao Mayweather take a dent either. Let's say if they push it to June, let's say they don't want to fight in May or have a separate card to go against Cotto Canelo, so they'll push it to June, or they'll push it forward. They don't want either fights to affect each other in any way. So to have them together on the same card, it would just be easy. And for the ones who are thinking that's too much for pay-per-view stars, and like I said, really the pay-per-view stars is Mayweather and Pacquiao. Okay, and Cotto Canelo is just a huge bonus, because you're talking about doubling the amount of spectators that could attend at Cowboy Stadium, because the MGM Grand doesn't hold, not even, it would never hold 100,000. Seriously, it holds between 13 and 15. They could add a couple, I guess they could add like a little stadium outside, like they've done before, where they could fill up about 30,000, but 30,000 isn't 105,000. And there's a huge possibility here. You're talking about fan bases from for Mayweather, for Pacquiao, for Canelo, for Cotto, all packed into one stadium. All those fans watching from home on pay-per-view. It would just be a huge, huge card. All the promoters involved are going to want to feature their young and up-and-coming guys, the young prospects, the guys on the verge of being contenders, the ones that are already contenders, the ones who are just belt holders but aren't stars, but have the potential to be stars. You're talking about Dan Garcia's, Keith Thurman's, Porter's. You got the Crawfords, Mikey Garcia. You got the youngsters, Errol Spence, Benavidez, Frankie Gomez. Jesse Vargas. You got all. I'm like losing my mind here because the possibilities are endless. This is opportunity for the promoters to make sure that the customers come back, okay? Because they don't just want a dessert, okay? When you go to a restaurant, you don't just want the dessert. You want the whole meal, okay? The full course. And if you enjoy if you enjoy the whole course from beginning to end, okay, you're gonna come back. And this is what this fight will do for boxing. They will bring everybody back. Because hopefully this doesn't happen where the main event isn't as great as people thought it was. Then people are gonna say, "Oh, we waited so many years for this." No, because that's why you need a strong undercard and a strong co-main event. Now, hopefully the main event between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd is I just hope it's a fight of the decade, at least. You know what I'm saying? The promoters involved are going to want all their young guys to get all the attention they need because millions and millions of eyes are going to be on this fight, on this whole event. So they're going to take advantage of that because maybe a lot of these people won't watch boxing, or maybe they just want to see this fight but never watch it again because they don't care about it because, okay, the Mayweather fight versus Pacquiao fight happened already, so it's time to move on. But if you add these guys, the Thurmans, Porters, all the guys that are named, Dan Garcia's, Mike Garcia's, from different fighters to cater to different fan bases, people that like the boxers, people that like the sluggers, people that like the knockout artists. You're gonna want everybody to come back, and that's just gonna take the sport to another level, and that's what boxing needs. So there's a big possibility for not just to make a lot of money, but also to, in the long run, bring the sport of boxing to the top of the sports world. So that's just my quick thoughts. So look out for that. There's a possibility that Cotto and Canelo could be the co-main event in the Mayweather versus Pacquiao fight. And one more point I would like to make before I end this video is the promotions for this fight. Just those two fights. I mean, they need a huge campaign, a marketing campaign, promotional tours, multiple city tours, all that stuff. They are not going to back out of a Mayweather Pacquiao promotion. They're not going to say, "Oh, it promotes itself. People are waiting for so many years. We don't need to hype it up." Yes, you do. That's just come on. It's common sense. There's going to be a tour for that fight, a huge marketing campaign. Same for Canelo versus Cotto. So they could, instead of overlapping each other or one taking the steam off the other, vice versa, whatever, it goes both ways. It's just easier if you just have all these guys on the same card. It'd just be huge. I mean, it makes sense. It just makes perfect sense. Mayweather's not going to be opposed to it at all. He's going to be like, yes. Because he said before he wants Canelo on his undercards. After he beat Canelo last year, he's like, he's a young kid. He's coming up. I want him to be fighting in my undercards so he could keep building his name up. Canelo took offense to that, but in a way he's right, especially for a fight like this. Canelo should, and Cotto, be like, you know what? We're going to get a lot of money for this too. Mayweather's going to be like, I'm going to get even more money just because of the bigger the event is going to be, including these guys. So let's do it, because You need a strong foundation. You need a strong co-main event. But anyways, guys, until next time, see you later.